Today's topic is rheumatic heart disease. Okay, coming to the introduction, what is rheumatic heart disease? Here, the rheumatic heart disease is a major health problem in the world. Rheumatic heart disease occurs as a sequel of rheumatic fever. The disease results from damage to the heart valves caused by one or several episodes of rheumatic fever. An autoimmune inflammatory reaction to throat infection with group A streptococci, staphylococci, pharyngitis, strep throat is there. Okay, it most commonly occur in childhood and can lead to death or lifelong disability is there. Okay, this is about the introduction of rheumatic heart disease. What is rheumatic heart disease means here? With the rheumatic heart disease, before that only child suffered with the rheumatic fever. What is the main cause of this rheumatic heart disease and rheumatic fever? That is group A streptococci, streptococcal pharyngeal or strep throat is there. This is the main causative infection. It is an autoimmune inflammatory reactions of the throat is there. Okay, this is present in the rheumatic heart disease. All of you clear? And rheumatic heart disease can be prevented by preventing streptococcal infections or treating them with antibiotics when they do occur. Okay, whenever we are recognizing early whether that child is suffered with the strep throat or throat infection or pharyngitis, immediately should administer the antibiotics. Whenever we are neglecting that streptococcal infections, it may lead to the rheumatic heart disease. It is a severe complication of death also is there. Okay, so early recognition is very important. Here the rheumatic heart disease starts as a sore throat from a bacterium called Streptococcus pyogenes, that is group A Streptococcus, okay, which can pass easily from the person to person in the same way as other upper respiratory tract infections. So here the strep throat infection are most common in the children. So all children are suffered with this throat infection or strep throat infections. So what happened? Just we are easily take that infections, but these are the complications of rheumatic heart disease. Whenever we are neglecting that group A streptococcal infections, it may lead to the death also. But it is easily transmit one person to another person. Just these are the we are treating as upper respiratory tract infections. Whenever we are neglect that upper respiratory tract infections, it may lead to cardiac problems and then death also is there. Okay, that is about the introduction of rheumatic heart disease. Okay, coming to the cause. I said in introduction itself what is the main causes is here the rheumatic heart disease is a cause by the rheumatic fever. That child is suffered with the rheumatic fever. This is the inflammatory disease that can affect many connective tissues, especially in the heart, joints, skin or brain is there. Okay, here the inflammatory process is there in the connective tissues where that is main organs, that is heart, joints, skin or brain is there. The heart walls can be inflamed and becomes scarred over them. So here what happened? The heart is having scar over the time it is there. Once the scar tissue is formed, what happened? It won't function the normal part of the organ, okay, or heart like a normal. Okay, this can result the narrowing or leaking of the heart valve. So the leaking is there. This makes it harder for the heart to work normally. This may take years to develop and can lead to the heart failure. And here the rheumatic fever can occur at any age, but it often occurs in the children age in between the 5 to 15 years of age group. It is rare to develop the countries like an US. Okay, United States, because they in their countries the group A beta hemolytic conditions, that is streptococcal infections, is not effective in those countries, but in our country here the streptococcal infections is more common. Okay, so our Indian people also is more prone to get this rheumatic heart disease because of rheumatic fever. Okay, because of here the connective tissue is having inflamed, and then mostly it is present in the heart, joints and skin, and then pain. Okay, this is about the causes of rheumatic heart disease. Risk factors is there. Here the whenever we are untreated strep throat infection increase the risk of rheumatic heart disease. Okay, what happened, this infection or this inflammation, this group A streptococcal infection may enter into the bloodstream, and it may inflame the connective tissue of the parts of the body, that is organs of the body, that is the heart, brain, and then skin, and then joint is there. The children who get repeated strep throat infections are at the most risk of rheumatic fever and then rheumatic heart disease because of the tissue inflammation of the tissue of the heart. What happened, the narrowing is there. Normal valve is like this, it is there. Here the damaged valve is there. Once the scar tissue is forming, what happened, this scar tissue will not function properly, so the leaking is there. So child is suffered with the heart, the workload is more in the heart valves is there. So this is these are the risk factors. What are the risk factors? Whenever we are not treating the strep infection or respiratory pharyngitis, whenever we are neglected, that time child is suffered with this cardiac rheumatic heart disease. Okay, and the pregnant women with rheumatic fever disease are at the risk of adverse outcomes, including heart arrhythmias and heart failure due to the increased blood volume, putting more pressure on the heart valves. So leaking is there, so more pressure is needed for those pregnant mothers. Okay, it is not uncommon for the women to be unaware that they are rheumatic heart disease until the pregnancy. Okay, they should whether if any mother is suffered with this pharyngitis or any infections, that time we should recognize that those mothers is suffered with streptococcal infections. At that time here the child is suffered with this problems. Okay, and coming to the clinical manifestations or clinical features, the following clinical manifestations are seen in rheumatic heart disease. The main important clinical manifestations are, first one is fever. Okay, that is child there is low grade fever with which may last for about 3 months. Here the child is suffered with the low grade fever up to 3 months it is there. Okay, that is first clinical feature is fever. And polyarthritis is there. Here the I said no, that inflammation may enter into the heart muscles and the joints, brain, and then skin also is there. Okay, when that inflammation is present in the joints, polyarthritis is there. The inflammation of the major joints like ankles, knees, elbows, wrist occurs with a bone pain. Okay, becomes bone pain. Those children suffered with this rheumatic fever or heart disease, they are expressed with I am getting a severe bone pain or joint pain. This subsides spontaneously within about a week. The pain is migratory in nature, that is as subside in one joint and it appears in the another joint. The migration will be there. Okay, first child is explain about I am getting ankle pain, after that I am getting knee pain, after that that child is express about the wrist pain or joint elbow joint pain, like that polyarthritis may moving migration. Okay, migrating like okay, one side it is subside automatically, other side of the knee is having pain. Okay, this is about polyarthritis. And next clinical feature is carditis. In nearly 60 to 70 of cases the heart is affected. Pericardium, myocardium, valves are involved. I said no, inflammation process is present at the heart valves and then heart muscles also is there. So child is suffered with the pericarditis and the myocarditis, and then valves are also involved, and child is suffered with the tachycardia, cardiomegaly, and heart failure can occur. Damage to the mitral valve is permanent. Here the mitral valve is damaged. Okay, so child is suffered with the valvular problems. Okay, so it is called as carditis. 60 to 70% cases is suffered with this carditis. Okay, and next clinical feature is subcutaneous nodules. What is subcutaneous nodules? These appears as round, painless nodules under the skin and over bony prominence such as ankles, elbows or wrist joint. The subcutaneous nodules we will identify. They are disappear after some times. This is also called as erythema nodosum. Okay, look at this here. Child is suffered with the subcutaneous nodules. Mostly we will see in the subcutaneous area, that is skin, bony prominence, and then ankles and then elbow, wrist also is having this subcutaneous nodules. If any child is suffered with the subcutaneous nodules or pharyngitis or fever, immediately you think that child is suffered with the rheumatic fever and then heart disease. Okay, and next clinical feature is chorea. What is chorea? This occurs at least a last manifestation in which there are a jerky, purposeful movements of the arms, legs and body is there. It gradually disappears, leaving no residual damage. Jerky movements is there. Look at that image, how that child is having that jerky movements is present, arms and legs and then body is there. Look at that image. This is the chorea, involuntary movements, body movements is there in the extremities, that is arms, legs and body is there. Okay, involuntary jerky movements is present. Okay, whenever the child is suffered with this chorea, you should recognize that child is suffered with the rheumatic heart disease. All of it clear? And next one is erythema marginatum. Okay, here child is suffered with the pink color discoloration, that is pruritic skin rash with appear on the trunk and the extremities is there. They are appear on their own without causing any abnormality. They disappear after some times. The parent is explained that my child is having previously reddish or pink color skin rashes over the trunk and then extremities there. Okay, that time also we should recognize that child is suffered with the rheumatic heart disease. But we can't see the what valves and then what are the layers of the heart is affect inside. But externally we will recognize these clinical features. Okay, all of you clear? What are the clinical features we will recognize? That is first one is what are the clinical features? First one is fever, and second one is polyarthritis, third one is carditis, and fourth one is subcutaneous nodules, fifth one is chorea and erythema marginatum. These are the clinical features mostly we will recognize in the child is suffered with the rheumatic heart disease. And coming to the major manifestations are carditis, polyarthritis, subcutaneous nodules, chorea, erythema marginatum. And minor manifestations are fever, polyarthritis, raised erythrocytes and sedimentation, that is ESR rate is increased or leukocytosis is there because it is an autoimmune inflammation is there, no? So leukocytes also is reduced. Okay, this is about the minor manifestations of rheumatic heart disease. All of it clear? Mainly it is present in the joints. The clinical features is associated with the polyarthritis, carditis, and then erythema marginatum is there, and child is suffered with the chorea. Okay, these are the clinical features. Okay, all of you clear? Clinical features is very, very important to rule out the rheumatic heart disease. This is very, very important. These viva questions they are asking. Okay, what is erythema marginatum, what are the subcutaneous nodules, what is carditis, what is polyarthritis, when it is occur, how the arthritis will be moving, means it is migrating, no, one joint to, if one joint arthritis pain is decreased, it move into another joint. So these are the viva questions we should be remember. Okay, and next one is diagnosis. People with rheumatic heart disease will have or recently had a strep infection or throat infection is there. Okay, a throat culture or blood test may be used for check for the strep throat or strep. Okay, here, and they may have murmur or rub that may be hard during the routine physical examination. The murmur is caused by the blood leaking around the damaged vessels. The cardiac valves also is having scar tissue, no, so the leaking is there. The scar tissue will not work properly, so the valves, the cardiac valves is having leaking. At the same time, child is suffered with the carditis also, so the murmurs is there. Okay, and along with the complete health history, the physical examination test used to diagnose rheumatic heart disease may be include. What are the test means? That is echocardiogram. It shows that the valvular damage and then leaking is there. Mostly it is in the tricuspid valve and the mitral valve the damage is there. And electrocardiogram, that also ECG is done for ventricular deformity is there, the valvular deformity is there, and then chest x-ray it shows that the leaking and then carditis is there. Okay, and then cardiac MRI also it shows that pericarditis, endocarditis and myocarditis, and blood test it shows that increased ESR rate and then leukocyte rates also is increased. So this is about the diagnostic evaluations. Okay, automatically it involves the throat. First it may comes to the throat infection, and after that infection may enter into the bloodstream, and cardiac problems is there, and then child is suffered with the cardiac pancreatitis. Okay, this is about the diagnostic evaluations. And coming to the management, the treatment depending in the large part on how much the damage has been done to the heart valves. In severe case, the treatment may include the surgery to replace or fix the badly damaged valves. Here the replacement parts is there, no, here the valves, the mitral valve is having damage. Okay, so they are replacing the valves with the surgical intervention. Okay, all of you clear? This is about the management. The best treatment is to prevent the rheumatic fever is antibiotics. Can often treat the strep infections and kept rheumatic fever from the occurring. Okay, anti-inflammatory medications may be used to reduce the inflammation and lower the risk of heart damage. Other medications may be needed for the management of heart failure. According to that symptoms, they are used for the medications, other medications. But anti-inflammatory drugs and then antibiotics is to treat the primary management. And people who have had rheumatic fever are often given the daily monitoring the antibiotic treatments, monthly management. Okay, that antibiotic should be administered. These can prevent the infections from the occurring again and again. So we should maintain the proper antibiotic therapy or antibiotic management. They can also lower the risk of more heart damage to reduce the inflammation. So you should administer the aspirin, steroids and non-steroid drugs and anti-inflammatory drugs should be administered for management, medical management. NSAID drugs should be administered like aspirin, steroid drugs. All of you clear? This is about the medical management. Here the prevention is very very important, that is prevention and control of rheumatic heart disease. The role of nurses is there, that is primary prevention, secondary prevention and tertiary prevention is there. In under the primary prevention, the role of nurse is the health promotion and prevention of malnutrition in the children. Okay, once we are preventing the malnutrition, what happens automatically, they are they prevent the inflammatory process, they are controlling automatically, they are having normal immunity, so they are controlling the infections and improving the living conditions and general sanitation of the house surrounding environments. And housing standards should be improved to avoid overcrowding, and health education to people to report sore throats as it can due to the beta hemolytic streptococcus, okay, which can cause rheumatic fever. Okay, easily you should educate. Health education is very very important. Proper approach and high risk groups such as school age children. Okay, so you should early recognition, early identification is very very important to rule out the rheumatic heart disease. So proper health education is needed. They should be kept under the strict surveillance for a streptococcal pharyngitis. Ideally, sore throat swab to confirm the diagnosis should be done for the culture. Those found the positive should be treated with the antibiotics. And coming to the specific protection, the specific protection is afforded by the giving benzathine benzoyl penicillin. The main treatment for the rheumatic heart disease is benzathine benzoyl penicillin to case for the sore throat by giving single dose, that is 1.2 million units of benzathine benzoyl penicillin intramuscular to all adult cases, and 6 lakhs units to the children. Okay, 1.2 million is given for the adult dose and children dose is 6 lakhs units is for the children. What is the medication? Benzathine benzoyl penicillin. Alternative oral penicillin should be given for 10 days. If allergic to the penicillin, erythromycin is the drug of choice should be administered. There is no vaccine for the prevention of this rheumatic heart disease. Okay, so you should administer the antibiotics, that is benzathine benzoyl penicillin. Okay, all of it clear? And coming to the secondary prevention, aim to prevent of current attacks, that is rheumatic fever, especially in developing countries. Detection of cases that have rheumatic fever by conducting survey, and they should be treated by one dose of 1.2 million units of benzathine benzoyl penicillin adult dose, and 6 lakhs units should be given for the children for 3 weeks intervals they are administering. This must be continue for at least 5 years or until child reach the 18 years of age group with the whatever is later. Okay, this is about the secondary prevention. Here also you should administer the benzathine benzoyl penicillin. And coming to the nursing management, nurse can assist the school health surveys to detect the case that have had rheumatic fever and administering and the treatment as prescribed by the physician. For patients with the carditis, mild mitral regurgitation, the treatment should be continuous for 10 days for at least attack or at least until 25 years of age group, whichever is longer, they should be continue that medications. And non-medical measures for prevention control of rheumatic fever are improving the living condition and improving the socio-economic conditions for the proper for people to bring them out the poverty. Okay, and tertiary management. Here the tertiary management is disability limiting. Here we should limit the disabilities. Patients who have already developed rheumatic heart disease can have disability due to the joint pain, carditis. These can be prevented by giving the treatment with the aspirin or joint pain treatments. with benzathine, benzyl penicillin for life for carditis. Okay, so surgical intervention may also is given cases with the mitral stenosis. Here the valvular damage is there, no, so the mitral valve is damaged, so the you should replace the mitral where the mitral valve is damaged or stenosed. Okay, this is about the surgical intervention. Okay, coming to the complications. Rheumatic heart disease can be prevented by the preventing strep infections by treating them with antibiotics when they do occur. It is important to take antibiotics and as prescribed. Always finish taking them, instruct even if you feel better after few days. Okay, continuation of medication is very important for this rheumatic heart disease. Okay, whenever we are giving proper medical management and we should maintain proper environmental sanitation, we should prevent the rheumatic fever and then rheumatic heart disease. This is about the prevention. Okay, all of you clear? This is about the rheumatic heart disease. Thank you.